Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Weed Cap. I'm your host, Caleb, here for a very special episode. With me, as always, though, is my fiance, Lauren. Lauren, say hello to the folks at home.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing on this wonderful Tuesday night? I've decided we're releasing this immediately when we're done.
Wow. So, fuck you guys not waiting to wait Wednesday? Yeah.
Lauren's had some drinks. Lauren has had some drinks. She had a particularly bad day at work. And she's dealing with her problems the way that we deal with all of our problems.
We all deal with that.
Substance abuse, drugs, and alcohol.
That's right.
Lauren's had some drinks.
At least 4 shots deep into some Tito's.
4 shots deep into
Maybe
some Tito's.
5.
Maybe 5.
I've been taking like 1.5 shots, and I've had 3 of them. So you do the math.
That'd be 4
Maybe
or 5, maybe. I don't know. Look, guys, here we are. Lauren, first of all, just laid something on me. She says she has something she wants to tell me before we get started with the episode. Lauren, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know. I just wanted to make a mental note that we need to check the cat's butthole later.
We need to check the cat's butthole later.
Yeah, and I said to you, oh, you should wait for it on the pod, because I just thought it would be a funny bit to let everybody know that sometimes we have to check our cat's butthole.
Here's what happened with the cat, guys, is that we have a cat named Pearl. She's
not a normal cat.
No, I found her out back of the paint shop at a body shop I used to work at. That's why her name is Pearl, like Pearl Paint. She was by the dumpsters, living in the dumpsters and living under cars. I had been stalking and seeing this cat for forever, trying to gain its trust, but it would run away. It was horrible. Now it sleeps with us, sleeps on Lauren's head.
Best cat ever.
Best cat ever. But here's what happened, okay, is that I was seeing this cat, and it had a gaping wound on its back where its tail was supposed to be, okay? A large, gaping, bleeding wound.
Keep in mind, Caleb's not very familiar with cats. I just want to say. He's more of a dog person. He's had a dog. You've had dogs your whole life, right?
So before I was interrupted, I'm telling a story here. Before I was drunkly interrupted, the cat I noticed was missing its tail. Lauren also thought that it was missing her tail. So keep in mind that even though she's grown up with cats and had cats her whole life and is...
No, I knew immediately when I looked at it.
Okay, here's what happened. It turns out, so I trapped this cat with a humane trap, and then I tried to figure out no vet would see it after I trapped it because they were like, is it yours? And I'm like, I just found it. And they're like, you have to do a stray hold on it. So I took it to the county... the Baltimore County Humane Society, who, by the way, did not tell us what was wrong with it. So we took it to the vet, and I took it to the vet, and I'm like, hey, it looks as though this cat has had its tail cut off. Being in the industry, I thought maybe the cat had a fan motor, like a condenser fan. I thought it had chopped the cat's tail off. So I take it to the vet by myself. Lauren was working.
It was also at your work. I mean, like, you went right after work, didn't you?
No, I took it.
You caught it and you went after work.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
I took it to the stray hold. By the way, you were there for this. Then I picked it up from the stray hold. It came back here, and the next day I took it to the vet.
Well, you left out a lot of those details for the people, and we know that, but they don't know that. We took it to the stray hold, and then we said, we're going to adopt it.
Already tell this is going to be an episode where we fight. We might not be able to release this.
We should fight. Physically.
I agree. I think that I believe personally, and this is just a personal belief of mine, that once every year, a couple who's been together for at least, let's say, 8 years.
8, yeah.
Yeah, 8 years. You should be able to go to a licensed facility and bare knuckle box your spouse once per year.
Agreed.
I truly believe that in my heart.
Agreed.
I'm glad you agree with it. So, anyways, guys, so I take it to the vet, and it turns out the gaping wound is not where its tail was supposed to be. It was its asshole. Our cat's asshole was blown out from drinking puddle water with parasites in it and straining to go to the bathroom. So
because it doesn't have a tail.
It doesn't have a tail. It turns out
it's a normal issue for cats with no tails.
It's a Manx cat, which is a breed of cat with no tail, and it has trouble pooping. So,
but guess what? Pumpkin and Miralax, baby.
Pumpkin and Miralax we feed this cat, and it's going very well. And that's not all she gets.
No, she gets more, but if you just mix a little bit of Miralax and a little bit of pumpkin, helps her. Yep. Except she's got some crumbs on her, I believe. So, like I said, this is a mental note
to take a look at it.
To take a look at it later before she sleeps in our bed and up in my face.
All right. So, guys, you guys picked the movies for this episode. It was a 50-50 split. The first time in Weed Cap history.
Yeah.
A 50-50 split between Bushwhacked and Black Snake Moan. Black Snake Moan.
So what are we calling this episode?
Bush Moan. What was your idea again?
Bush Snake Moan.
Bush Snake Moan. I don't care what we call it. Bush Snake Moan. We're going to call it Bush Snake Moan so Lauren, who's ingested some Tito's, doesn't beat me outside of a licensed
we're
facility.
Not in the facility, so.
Black Snake Moan obviously stars Samuel L. Jackson. It's a pretty popular movie. Christina Ricci, Justin Timberlake. It's an hour and 56 minutes long.
So long.
It's a long movie.
There's a lot of sex in it. A lot of coitus.
A lot of coitus, and it's great. It came out in 2006. What a good year. What a good year 2006 was. That was the year that Burger King dropped the original Stackers.
What's that?
That was the BK Stackers. It was a 2, 3, or 4 patty sandwich of their double cheeseburgers, and it came with bacon and a special like caramelized onion sauce. And there was a Burger King right across from where I was going to summer school. At your middle school.
No, I know where it is.
Yeah, at your middle school. I didn't go to that middle school. I had to go to summer school there. And I would get them pretty frequently after summer school.
Which is crazy because you think if one went to summer school, they wouldn't get Burger King afterwards.
Why wouldn't they get Burger King?
Because summer school is bad.
A boy's got to eat. No, it was for one class. It was for math. And now my entire job's math.
I honestly think the school system's a joke, but that's a whole nother story.
That it is. I mean, literally, they told me that I had to take special math classes.
Yeah, because you couldn't probably do like fucking crazy math that we never have to do in real life.
Right, but
never.
Like, my entire job now is almost math. Like 90% of my job is math. Then do it away.
I'm trying to hold it in.
Yeah, don't you sneeze. Don't you fucking sneeze on this podcast for these people. Don't you fucking sneeze.
Okay.
We're gonna bare knuckle box.
Bare knuckle box.
Bare knuckle box. Okay, Black Snake Moan stars Justin. When the movie came out, it was not a hit. By the way,
no, that makes sense. It's kind of raunchy.
It was not a hit.
People don't like it.
It was 8th place behind Wild Hogs, starring Tim Allen.
God, I forgot about that movie.
William H. Macy, Martin Lawrence, and who's the other guy?
Mark Wahlberg. No.
What?
Is it Mark Wahlberg in that? Oh, no. Is it? Who is it?
Is it? Hold on. I'm pulling up Wild Hogs here. It's Tim Allen, William H. Macy, John Travolta.
Oh God, I disrespected John Travolta.
Mark Wahlberg in a bath.
I just assumed, what's that movie that he's in with Will Ferrell? Is it like Stepdaddies or something?
Daddy's Home.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like Wild Hogs.
No, in that
right.
movie, he drives a motorcycle, I think. So that's why I got it confused.
Understood.
We've been having a lot of Mark Wahlberg talk.
It'd be nice if Mark Wahlberg was John Travolta. He's in like a bathhouse in LA like, oh yeah, fuck my 6. That's cop talk for the back. Oh. It was a bad Mark Wahlberg impression. I'm not in the bag tonight. So you know what? Christina Ricci, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, Ricci.
Yeah, that sounds
she was very upset with how the movie was marketed. Black Snake Moan. She was upset that they used her scantily clad. She was obviously a whore in the movie.
Yeah, I mean,
massive, lecherous whore. And she was upset that they promoted it as such, going so far as to denounce the movie.
What?
Right? Yeah, and like, who go? You know what? She wanted it to be like an art film. Well, guess what? The biggest sex pests that you know, are the people who go to art films and act like they're not there to see the sex. I'm being serious.
Yeah, because art films have like pretty...
Yeah, and they come out and they're like, oh, I loved the lighting while he was performing analingus on her. Analingus, yes. That's where you eat.
Anal.
Yes, that's where you eat the back. Yep. So that's Black Snake Moan, guys. That's the episode. She was upset. Ricci went so far as to call out her co-star, rap producer David Banner, who plays the Black Leon or Tyrion or whatever in the movie.
It's like Tyrone or something.
Tyrion, yes.
Something.
Not Tyrone, Tyrion.
No, it's Tyrion.
Yes. She went so far as to say that working with him, he was so inexperienced in filming sex scenes that working with him actually felt like rape. Yeah, this guy's catching strays. Can you believe that?
Who is it? What rapper?
David Banner. He's a rap producer. See, you're not picking up on things when I'm talking tonight.
Have you heard of him?
No, but he had produced songs for some pretty popular people.
Who?
I'm worried that the Tito's has affected you for this episode.
No.
Maybe we should record it another time.
No.
Because I'm saying these things
fine.
and you're not picking up on the things I'm saying, and then you're acting like I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Are you saying or are you saying?
The movie opens with a Justin Timberlake sex scene in which he is on top of Christina Ricci thrusting passionately for 3 to 5 seconds. And he stops, and you think it's because he ejaculated. Some would say prematurely, some would say right on time. But he stops and he goes, stop. He says stop.
Oh.
And then they stop. And then he goes, you see, they call me Lake. Timberlake. See, because that's a famous clip. And then he starts beatboxing in her pussy. He goes down, and her cavernous, whorish pussy is hanging open, and he's using it for an echo effect, like a boom, pts, boom, pts, boom, pts.
That'd be pretty interesting to see on a music video,
though. That would be pretty interesting to see it on a music video. I started doing a little bit of research into Justin Timberlake. Now, I had no idea that this man was a child star.
What was he in?
From 1993 to 1995, he was a Mouseketeer on the all-new Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, where his castmates included future girlfriend and singer Britney Spears, future tourmate Christina Aguilera, future bandmate J.C. Chasez, and future actors Ryan Gosling and Kerry Russell.
Can you believe it? I'm not familiar with Kerry Russell.
Can you imagine to be a pedophile on that set?
Ew.
Eat your heart out, Dan Snyder. Whoever the pedophile producer was, because they all had them, the children's shows in the 90s.
How else did you think they found the stars?
Exactly. There's something weird about a child casting agent. Whoever that guy was, he must have felt like he hit the lottery.
Dude, like, I know everybody except for that last one that you said. I don't
Kerry
know who
Russell?
that is.
She played the title role in the drama series Felicity.
Totally know her.
Yep. Well, so did
she looks
the
like
producer.
E.T.
She does look a little bit like E.T., but who are we to judge, you know?
No, I'm just saying if you looked at her and you looked at E.T., you'd be like, wow.
Yep. So, yeah, that's what's going on. I actually found something else out. I was reading about Justin Timberlake. He's recently had some legal struggles.
Yeah.
But one of the things I found most interesting on his Wikipedia page is that there's just a bunch of his stuff here where people are like, oh, he's a piece of shit.
Justin Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake's a massive piece of shit. Now, you had told me that he wanted Britney Spears to get an abortion.
Yeah,
which
that is true.
Didn't understand why that made him a piece of shit.
He made her get an abortion. She didn't want one.
Well, he should have rights.
They weren't all on the same page there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's 50-50.
Yeah, exactly. But there should be... She was forced into doing it because he said, oh, no, it's not the right time for us, insinuating that maybe there would be a time in the future, and then he broke up with her. He cheated on her, I believe.
Okay, well, here's the week.
Also left her alone when she went through the abortion, which, from what I've heard, is a really tough time.
She's worth $1 billion. How alone could she be?
This was before all that.
Well, I mean, she was famous. She was very famous.
Yeah, but not as famous as she is like now.
You think so? Well, now
100%.
she's famous for being crazy and burping on camera.
Well, but she's also done a bunch of stuff. She's had a bunch of
you have 2 more shots of Tito's. That's gonna be you tonight.
I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna be talking, and you're just gonna be burping over everything I say.
I have not burped once on this episode. I have had the urge, and I fought it.
I appreciate you. Justin Timberlake, I'm going to give the folks at home, speaking of abortion, the official weed cap stance on abortion is that the man and the woman have to come to an agreement together. They have to work it out together. And if the woman wants to have the kid and the man doesn't, the woman should not have that kid. That's my personal belief.
Yeah, no, that's Kayla's personal opinion. That's
That's
not
the
opinion
official
of the weed cap. No, because Lauren doesn't agree with any of that shit.
The official stance of the
Fuck
weed
what
cap.
the man thinks. If the woman wants to get that shit aborted, abort that bitch.
Right. The kid should be aborted. We're all in agreement the kid should be aborted.
No, I'm saying if the man wants to keep it and the woman doesn't want to keep it, or if the woman can't keep it, then she's going to get an abortion, and I support it.
Yeah. See, you're too drunk to pick up what I'm saying. I'm saying the child should be aborted.
No, because you said something about like the man.
If the woman
wants it though?
If the woman wants to have the kid and the man doesn't, it should be aborted.
It's the woman's choice no matter what. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I disagree entirely.
Well,
I disagree
I'm a woman
entirely.
and I'm telling you this is the right opinion.
Fine. Then she should be able to have the kid and never go after the father for child support because he tried to get ahead of it.
I agree with that.
He tried to say, "Hey, I'm not going to be there."
I agree with that. 100%.
Okay, then that's the official. That's the official stance of the weed cap.
If you choose to have a baby with somebody who clearly does not want you to have a baby, and you're like, you know what, fine, I'm going to do this alone. That's cool. But like, I think that
we know a bunch of people who should not have had children on both sides of our lives.
And they continue to do so.
And they continue to do so. It's crazy.
And you know what? The opinion of the weed cap is we're never having kids. That's the official statement of the weed cap is you'll never catch a baby out of this vagine.
Nope, you will never hear a fucking baby crying in the background of this.
Nope, maybe a dog, maybe a cat.
So check this out. Justin Timberlake had agreed to host a tournament, the PGA Tour, the professional golf tour. Justin Timberlake's Shriners Hospital Children Open, and he would do it every year. The activity was a success and was repeated in 2009. A review of the value of celebrities' fundraising concluded that Timberlake's contribution to the Shriners Hospital for Children was the single most valuable celebrity endorsement in the U.S. during 2009.
What?
Yeah, so it seems good, right?
Yeah.
And then check this out.
Okay.
However, in 2012, the event's chair, Raoul Fravel, told reporters Timberlake would no longer be involved in the event.
What?
This is a direct quote. We tried everything we could to get him more involved with our kids in the hospitals, but it seemed that when the TV cameras weren't on, he disappeared. Real piece of shit. Too busy.
Seems like he was only in it for the publicity.
Too busy driving drunk in Sag Harbor, New York. That's what he's doing. It fucked up the whole tour.
What?
The world tour.
Justin Timberlake?
Yep. So
don't drink and drive.
The other movie was Bushwhacked, which is a movie from my childhood starring Daniel Stern. It was originally written for Marv, the character from Home Alone that Daniel Stern plays. It was supposed to be a spinoff. Didn't work out that way. They changed the name, still went forward with the movie. In that, Daniel Stern plays a delivery man named Max Grabowski, and he's charged with delivering packages to a millionaire's mansion. During a late-night delivery, Max accidentally stumbles across a fire and is cornered by an FBI agent, and they think he killed him.
Yeah.
So he's on the run, but he has to pretend that he is through a series of circumstances, he has to pretend that he is a
camp counselor,
a Boy Scout leader, taking the boys on a trip. Now,
full
it's not...
I've only seen this movie once.
They're called something else in the movie. I forget what they're called.
Scouts.
They're not Ranger Scouts. The Ranger Scouts.
I knew it.
They would not. The Boy Scouts of America would not
endorse it.
They wouldn't. Not enough kids were fucked during the movie. They would not. They go either more kids need to be fucked or you will not use the Boy Scouts name.
Either be real or don't.
We are about fucking kids here at the Boy Scouts of America, and we couldn't help but notice
zero pedophilia.
The only thing in this movie is that he uses Barbies to show them about sex, which is that's just America.
Well, how else are you going to teach kids?
No, he specifically has them doggy style, and then he says you roll over, you light a cigarette, you watch a little Leno, and you go to bed. And I'm like, damn, that's what I do after sex.
You didn't even know that was what your future was going to be like.
I had no idea, especially back when I vaped. I would just roll off of you and take like 4 hits, and I'd be asleep by the time you came out of the bathroom.
That's right.
Yeah,
very
good
important
times
to pee after sex, guys.
For the women
and the men.
So I went ahead and took the liberty here because it was a 50-50. So I'm going to run you through a plot of a movie here, okay? Ready for this?
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson playing Raymond Ray Lewis, the hardened, emotionally scarred man from Black Snake Moan, Ray has recently emerged from a personal struggle, dealing with his own demons and a painful past in which his wife was a cunt and cheated on him with his brother. With nothing to lose, he's living life on the edge, struggling to regain control of his destiny. One day, Ray unexpectedly finds himself wrongfully accused of a crime, as most African-American males in America will at some point.
That is true,
because
unfortunately.
a cop driving down the street takes 5 seconds to look up from their laptop.
They are targeted.
They see a black man and they pull a U-turn.
Yep.
So he's forced to go on the run. He stumbles across a group of innocent young scouts in the middle of a wilderness trip. The scouts, led by a clueless but well-meaning young man named Harry, mistake Ray for their new leader after a case of mistaken identity. Oh. So I like to picture Samuel Jackson teaching these boys about sex.
And what would he say?
I don't know. I don't think I can do a Samuel Jackson.
Black?
The Barbies would be black. They would have afros. I don't know.
I had black Barbies growing up. I know you wouldn't know that, but
I'm sure your dad loved that.
Well, see, my grandparents grew up in Baltimore, so whenever they got me toys, it was always black. Black Barbies, black babies. Mm-hmm. I didn't give a shit. I was like, hell yeah.
You didn't have a Ken doll. You had a Ken doll. Ken.
No, I did have a white Ken.
You had a white Ken.
I'm sorry to say.
And you had a white Ken and a black.
I was interracial.
I don't agree with that at all.
That's fine.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, so what's the next part of your hypothetical story here?
Well, Ray, already fed up with the world and its absurdities, again, because having a woman cheat on you will just absolutely...
With your brother, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be the worst. So he has no choice but to take charge of this misfit group of scouts. With a tough, no-nonsense attitude, Ray is completely out of his element when it comes to leadership.
What?
Yes. His harsh, street-smart approach combined with his unfiltered language and gruff demeanor shocks the scouts. And this here's a clitoris! Yes. Showing
That's the only thing he's teaching them is about sex. There's nothing about wilderness.
This here's a clitoris. You ain't got to worry about it.
That's all he knows.
It's not for you.
That's all he knows.
You needn't consider... Consider
the clitoris?
You don't need to consider...
You're not allowed to cough here. I'm sorry.
You don't need to consider... I have no problem with coughing. I have a problem where I say, we're going to start now, and you go, oh, 1 second, and you take a blinker off of your cart.
I took a blinker, and it was fine.
And then you cough, and you cough, and you cough, and you cough.
I cough
and then I start, and then I
time.
start, and then you wait for me to start, and then you wait 10 seconds for the intro to be done.
Sometimes
and then you go,
I do it on purpose just to piss you off. Is that what you want to hear?
I know. You do everything to piss me off.
That's not true. I actually do a lot of things to make your life easier.
I don't disagree with that. But when you piss me off, it's intentional. I know it.
And when you piss me off, is it not intentional?
No, it's never intentional. What? You think I piss you off?
Weaponized incompetence.
There's nothing weaponized about my incompetence, first of all. And I'd love to figure out who taught you the phrase weaponized incompetence, but I don't know how.
That's right.
Yes. So that's Black Snake Moan. That's Bushwhacked.
Wait, you didn't even finish. Is that the end of your story? He's just teaching him about clitorises?
That's all I had, yeah.
You didn't finish?
Nope. You should be used to that. I didn't.
What?
No.
I'm not used to that, actually.
Thank you. That's right. I'm a generous lover. Generous. I can breathe through my ears. I'm a lick master from the Orient. That's right. Thank you.
Sounds like what, macaroni?
Don't ever say that again on the podcast. Don't do that.
You ever heard of wet pasta salad?
Okay.
You can do it with your mouth. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Ow, that hurts me.
Well, I got a lot of cheek fat.
So do I.
Clearly not enough to do that.
Well, maybe your cheeks are just immune to that shit because you've been flapping them all your life. Flapping those cheeks.
I don't know. I thought this episode was going to be better. We're not releasing this tonight.
No,
I don't think. We'll
don't
probably
say
release
that.
it tomorrow.
They'll want to hear it tonight.
I don't think so.
And if you don't, you'll want to hear it tomorrow, too.
I've been going down a rabbit hole. I isolated some audio. I got to figure out how to get a soundboard on here. The soundboard software I got. Because there's a guy in our town. So you know how like injury attorneys will have commercials on daytime television, and I work from home a lot, so
like
I'm
when you watch the news.
Yeah, so there's a guy in Baltimore. who actually I believe is from DC. It's actually DC. It's
Mike
but Mike Slocumb.
Yeah. Wait, I just realized, what's his last name?
Slocumb.
Oh. He's a generous lover.
Slocumb. Slocumb.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yes, Mike Slocumb. So he runs these atrocious commercials.
Yeah.
He's a senior partner at Mike Slocumb Law Firm. He's not nice. He's not nice. That's his whole thing. And he does these different fucking things where he's talking about scenarios.
Yeah.
And he's like, guy asked me to put my cart back at the grocery store, and I told him, I'm too busy working for my clients. I'm not nice. That's a promise. Yeah. Like, I never see my children. They've been raised by a nanny because I'm too busy fighting for you. And that's a promise. I isolated some audio, but I can't figure out how to get in here. But I think Mike Slocumb is going to be the official attorney of the 100%. Weed Cap podcast. Now, I have reached out to a rival of his, David Fastjizz, and haven't gotten a response. But Mike Slocumb
Do you think he'll approve of us?
I don't know. Mike Slocumb looks like he has gotten Brazilian butt lifts in his jaw. He's bald. No, he's not bald. He's not. He's got a comb over. He's not
bald in the commercials?
No, you have
think he's bald.
No, you have no idea what you're talking about, as per usual. See, he's got a nice comb over.
Not the guy from the commercial.
Yes, it is. What does that mean? Of course that's the guy from the commercial. Look at his face, though. It's as if he's been stung by bees. Not that I'm Brad Pitt, but his face is shockingly square. Shockingly square. I beg
you to let me know when it comes on the TV tomorrow.
Well, I'll be posting a photo of him along with this episode.
I thought he was bald. Oh,
he's not nice. That's him. A promise. That guy's not bald either, Tito. That guy's not bald either. That guy's got a head full of hair. There hasn't been one single bald person on this screen.
Sometimes I mistake people who have thinning hair for being bald.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, I don't mean it to be on purpose. It's just like I just look at them and I'm like, oh, you don't have like hair. Mm-hmm. You don't have that problem.
No, I have I know you guys at home have never seen me.
And you both have a fuck ton of hair.
I have very thick, luscious,
soft
curly.
Sexy.
Thank you. Tito, please. I have hair down to now past my shoulders.
I'd say it's about mid. No, it's not. It's almost to the middle of your back.
Yes, I have long hair. I wear it not in a bun mostly, but sometimes in a bun. But I wear it, and I tuck it behind my ears. And my boss hates it, but I work at such a woke company that he can't say anything. So he'll just if I wear it in a man bun, he'll go, "Wow, you look professional today." But that's all he can say. So don't
you love that?
No, I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
I don't give a fuck. It's none of his business how I look. It doesn't affect my job performance.
That's right.
Also, he's lucky I trimmed my beard because for a while, guys, I had a beard that was a couple inches long. I had a Geico caveman is the look I've been going for recently.
Jesus, have you heard of him?
Yes, I have.
He looks like that.
He was a carpenter.
He parted the seas.
That's what I never understood about him is that how do you make the jump from carpenter to God's son? Because if you're born God's son, you're not going to become a carpenter. What is the origin there?
He didn't know until later on. He couldn't be God's... I mean, he couldn't fulfill his prophecy until he was old enough. What do you think? A 12-year-old's going to be leading fucking people and parting seas and turning wine into whatever? Water to wine? I don't know. I went to Catholic school, guys, for like 4 years, but I don't know. All I know is that he had to work his way up. So in the meantime, he was a carpenter, and then he was like, "Oh my God." Literally.
What part of it where they're like, we want you to wear skimpy skirts to high school?
Dude.
Do you think that's the principals doing that?
Are you talking about me wearing Catholic?
Yeah. What part of the Bible says that you have to wear the sluttiest outfit ever to school every day?
It was quite slutty. The craziest part is they did allow the ladies to wear pants, but not only one woman in our entire school, which was only like
Hillary Clinton.
300 people.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton there wearing a pantsuit.
She wore pants.
Uh-huh.
But they had a crease in them. Didn't like that.
They had a crease in them?
Yeah, you know how when you have like dress pants and they have a crease in them?
They're pleated.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
But my skirts were pleated
Did
as
she
well.
did she coach the softball team?
I'm sure now she does.
Yeah, she's a lesbian dinosaur, folks. She's a lick-a-lot-of-puss.
Her name was Helen.
Of course it was Helen. A carpet muncher from way back. The kind of woman who has a crick in her neck from eating so much pussy.
I'll be honest with you. I feel like there were a lot of lesbians at my school, a lot of lesbian teachers.
Of course they were.
Specifically, they didn't have husbands. They were very manly.
You're describing nuns, I believe, right?
There were some.
You're describing nuns?
There were some. There was only 2 nuns there, though. There were only 2 nuns.
You had 2 actual nuns.
Yeah, one was a librarian, and the other one, I'm not sure what her role was. We just referred to her as Sister Maria.
Was she like in a wheelchair or something?
No, she was just a small, petite woman that wore one of those nun things, and I don't really know what she did. She just walked around, to be honest. But we also had a church in our school, so like maybe she just stayed in there all day. I don't know.
How much did they charge you to go to that fucking cult?
I didn't pay.
Yeah, but I know your
parents
parents
paid.
paid.
I don't know.
They probably a lot.
It's crazy that they'd even do it, but to be honest, they were like, oh, well, we got a Catholic education. It'll be good for you. Meanwhile, that school is more corrupt than the fucking public school I was going to. I got into more shit at that Catholic school than I probably would have ever gotten into at public school.
It's crazy that your mom thought that you should go to Catholic school after she told us at dinner one time at Chili's that at her Catholic school the priest would jizz on the girls' foreheads and say it was holy water. Not her.
Documentary.
It didn't happen to her, but she'd be like, yeah, at my school he would come on their faces and tell them it was holy water. But you go to Catholic school, it'll be good for you. That's crazy.
I didn't experience that. Thank fuck.
Until much later. All right, guys. We got to go. Mike Slocumb is calling us.
Mike Slocumb's calling. We got to go.
Mike Slocumb. I got a red phone beside my computer, and he's calling.
He's not nice.
He's not nice. That's a promise. Thanks for listening. We love you.
I'm sorry I'm drunk, guys.
Yeah, she has a lot to apologize for. She's going to make it up to me regularly.
No. What?
Goodbye.